What's up, hotties? Welcome back to another motherfucking speed build. That was supposed to be my shitty impersonation of Megan Thee Stallion because today we are building Megan's apartment in The Sims. Since everybody want to talk about the Megan and Nicki beef, I decided I would build apartments for each of them as neighbors in San Myshuno. I'm not normally one to follow celebrity drama like this, but it was all over my timelines this weekend, and I really like both rappers. Or at least I used to, but I'll get more into that in a second. These are the Jasmine Suites apartments located in the Spice Market neighborhood, which are my personal favorite apartments to play in. I bulldozed the existing apartment and made this one into a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit. The quirk for this unit is that it has an electrical box you cannot block off with walls or move, so that messed with my floor plan a little, but I figured it out in the end. Starting with the bedroom, I raised the bed up on a platform. The bed I'm using is from the City Living expansion pack. The color palette for this whole apartment is pretty dark and warm. We have some olive greens to balance out the chocolate wood tones, blacks, and burgundies. I wanted to be careful with the burgundy and olive green though, because too much of that can look Christmassy, and that's definitely not the vibes here. Imagining what Meg's apartment would look like was really hard. She has so many different looks and personas, like everything she puts on looks flawless, and she can work any hair color. I was torn between many different styles. I would have liked to represent her alter ego, Tina Snow, somehow, but I decided I'd try to make Tina in Create-a-Sim instead. If you stay till the walkthrough tour at the end, you'll see glimpses of Tina. I didn't use any CC for her though, so it really doesn't look like Meg at all, but I tried my best. I looked back at a lot of her album covers and noticed a lot of red and or black in them. Red isn't a color I use much in my builds, but it typically symbolizes power, and Megan is definitely a powerful woman who can absolutely command attention in a room. Her latest 2 singles, Cobra and Hiss, reference snakes and the power they can represent. There's a lot of analysis already out there on the internet about her Cobra music video and the iconography, but she also posted on her Instagram that, and I quote, "Cobras exemplify courage and self-reliance." I would have loved to include some snake references in this build, but I don't think there's anything in this game inspired by snakes. A snakeskin chair would have been a cool touch, but I do not have that in my CC library. I added a projector and faux projector screen from 6MCC's Small Spaces collection facing the bed so that Megan can watch all the anime she wants to in her bed. I also squished a love seat into the platform at the end of the bed, and yes, it is still functional. I play tested it. Your Sim's feet will just dangle a little bit instead of resting on the ground. She does not have a dresser in this apartment, which is fine because your Sims don't need them anyways. I'm also imagining that this is her New York apartment, so she doesn't usually stay here for long periods of time, just while she's in the area. I ended up going for what I call a sexy, sophisticated horse girl aesthetic, which my brother pointed out looks kind of like Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa house. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I do Megan justice in this apartment, or is it giving Kenergy? All of the horse-related items are from the Cluttercats Hello Horses collection. I sized up the Stallion sculpture in the bedroom to remind her of her beauty and power when she goes to bed and wakes up every day. I also put some giant mirrors in her room and dining area because in her song Thought Shit, she says, "I walk around the house butt naked and I stop at every mirror just to stare at my own posterior." It sounds goofy saying it without like a beat behind it or in Megan's tone. I don't know why that line lives rent-free in my head. It does, so had to include it in this build. I think if I went overboard with anything, it would be the horse gallery wall in the hallway. It's a small area, so it doesn't really affect the overall look of the build, but it's a little bit on the nose for me. The Hello Horses collection has some riding crop props, so I put one in the bedroom next to a bunch of candles because she's got quite a few songs about being freaky and dominating in the bedroom. Big ol' freak and freak nasty, just to name a couple. There's also a barrel of riding crops next to the door, which I'm pretending is an umbrella stand. It really worked out in my favor that the front door to this apartment is red. While we have the ability to change the windows in San Myshuno apartments, we still cannot edit the front doors of apartments without mods, so I embraced it, and I really love how the red accents end up looking in this space. Instead of a formal living room, I gave Meg an upright piano because her song, Megan's Piano, is fire and one of my absolute favorites. I also really wanted to add this mini performance stage from the City Living expansion pack in here somewhere, but it wasn't going to work with the spacing of the apartment. I think it's more intended for community lots anyways. I add a functional electric guitar from my Shuno-san because the electric guitar riffs in her song Cobra are beautiful. If I had more space, I would have added some gym equipment because Megan is the newest face of Planet Fitness, a gym chain in the United States, and been on her fitness journey the past year, which we love to see. She has a decently sized kitchen. The cabinets, counters, island, fridge, and dining table are all from Hey Harry's Brownstone collection. If you ever have any questions about where you can find specific items, you can leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I try to link a majority of the CC I use in the description box of each build as well so that it's convenient for you to download. This build is up on the gallery right now. You can find it by searching the hashtag professionalwomanchild or hashtag TheCrimsonShade. My gallery ID is also linked in the description box below. I decided to put the built-in stove and oven on the island just to switch things up. The range hood is from Tud's Beam collection, and I like it because it has a light built in. The decorative blender and toaster are from Piri Sims' David's Apartment. It would be really cool if they added a functional toaster and blender into the next base game update, but I'm sure that's very low on the Sims team's list of priorities. Okay, let's come back to the Nicki Meg beef that went down this weekend. I was teasing a little bit earlier in the beginning of this video about it. Meg and Nicki have had low-key beef for a while, like years. I mean, who doesn't Nicki have beef with? But it came to a head this weekend after Megan dropped her latest single, Hiss. In it, she indirectly calls out people who have been talking shit about her. At one point, she says, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start." Megan's law is a law in the United States requiring sex offenders to be publicly registered. Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, is a convicted sex offender and was arrested in 2020 for not being publicly registered as an offender. Also, Nicki's brother is a registered offender. Yikes. Nicki took that line very personally and immediately took to social media, directly lashing out at Megan and everyone in Meg's circle. Meanwhile, Megan stayed silent and focused on herself, promoting her new #1 hit. Sneak disses are nothing new in rap and hip-hop and are arguably an integral part of this music industry, but this time it's extra interesting because it seems more celebs are picking sides. From Jay-Z's tweet promoting Hiss to his followers, to Cardi B and Azealia Banks speaking on how whack Nicki has always acted toward other women in the rap game, it seems like not many celebrities are publicly speaking out in support of Nicki, even if they're supposed to be in her camp. I used to be a big fan of Nicki Minaj and still think she's a talented artist, but her behavior this weekend was really disappointing to see. It's one thing to drop diss tracks and keep it pushing, but when Nicki started engaging with people like Ben Shapiro, which she was on Twitter, saying Megan's lying on her dead parents' names and encouraging violence toward others, it's a hard no for me. I don't plan on listening to her new diss track about Megan titled Bigfoot because I don't want to give her the streams, but I will still build an apartment inspired by her in the next speed build. Right now I'm adding some finishing touches to living space and bedroom. I pulled some more items from the Clutter Cat's Hello Horses collection to fill up this wraparound shelf, which is also a new release from the Clutter Cat. I had trophies in Meg's bedroom because she is that bitch. I also put some trophies on her shelf from the base game, the Off the Charts Music Award and the You've Got Talent Award. Both are career unlockables. Lastly, I do the bathroom. Normally, I enjoy bathrooms, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this one, so I was definitely avoiding it. I end up using a couple of things from Felix Andre's Soho and Peacemaker's Hudson bathroom sets. The vanity mirror is from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's Harlux set. I'm going to end the voiceover here, but thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. Let me know what you want to see me include in Nicki's apartment across the hall. What songs of hers should I reference? Again, if you'd like to download this apartment, it is up on the EA gallery and all of that info is in the description box. I will talk to you all in the next speed build and enjoy the screenshots.